What is up, you gorgeous, fabulous creatures? Welcome to another week of the Losing It podcast. You're here with Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach. And this is the place where we talk all things weight loss, emotional eating, overeating, binge eating, under eating. Look at this. I've got 10 million reminders coming through. Welcome to the crazy bin. You've arrived. So, my darlings, this week I want to talk a little bit about consistency because it is the biggest thing that we all struggle with. It's the biggest thing I've ever struggled with. I really think we blame 10 million factors all throughout our life. It's the food. I just love food too much. I can't resist sugar. I can't, whatever we say. Like, if only my partner wouldn't bring this food into the house, this wouldn't be a problem. If only my work wouldn't stress me out, my emotional eating wouldn't be a problem. We've got a million reasons why we think are very valid, why we eat the way that we do. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to be so fucking real with you, as I always am. At the end of the day, if you would start your journey towards weight loss, because that's what it's all about, if you would start your weight loss journey and stop quitting, if you would stay consistent, then those little blips on the radar wouldn't even fucking matter. If you ate, went through the Macca's drive-through because you had a bad day periodically, then you would still be making consistent progress. But that isn't what's happening, because the worst thing that we all do, and we are all guilty of this, is the second we feel like there's been a break in the chain. So you will eat really well from, say you start your diet on Monday because OVS, right? No fucking idiot is starting a diet on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or any time over the weekend. We only start our new plans on Mondays. So you kick it off on Monday and you might do really well until Wednesday, but then something happens and you eat one cookie or a crumb of some cake or anything that your mind, or what I call the voice in your head, is now like, oh my God, what sort of a fat failure are you? Why did you do it? I can't believe you did it. And the best part, I say this all the time, but this is so fucking true. The best part is the voice that is now beating you up and kicking your ass for overeating or just eating a little bit more of something that you actually enjoy or eating something that was not on your plan. That is the same voice that was enticing you to do it to start with. It's the same fucking voice. The same voice that was like, oh girl, like those donuts look good. Oh my God, if you don't eat it, the kids will eat it. If you don't eat it now, your partner or your spouse or somebody else going to eat it, and it's not going to be you. Your ass going to miss out. That's what the voice is telling you. So we have massive FOMO. We have all of these like crazy stories going on in our head, and we're like, better eat the fucking donut. So you eat the donut. You even take one bite of the donut. Instantly, your brain now recognizes that as a break in the chain because you did so well. Monday to Wednesday, you had almost 3 days with, unfaultable eating. I'm just going to make stuff up. Your eating was what? Week class. Oh, I did so good today. Nobody was coming home yet saying I did so bad today. You're like, I did so good today. And then on Wednesday, you eat the damn donut. It's just a fucking donut. It is not, you didn't burn down an orphanage. You ate a donut. Nobody cares. But no. The voice in your head is like, I can't believe what you have just done. You've ruined everything. All the progress that you made, this is what it says to us, all the progress that you made, all. It doesn't say the progress that you made today or the last few hours or the progress that you made since lunchtime. No, it doesn't say nothing like that. It says all the progress that you've ever made was for nothing now. You fucked it up because you ate a donut. All the progress is for naught because you ate a donut. So if your body was it's just starting to reach its fat burning zone because you spent the first 3 days, maybe I don't know, like I have no shade on all the different diets. So if you were choosing to do keto or something like that, you might have taken your first sort of 48 hours or whatever to start to get into ketosis. And now here you are, but you ate a donut and now the voice is going to say to you, all of that was for nothing. So if it was for nothing, you might as well go all in. You might as well. And there is nobody, none of us on planet Earth that go ahead, we're doing so well, then we eat the donut and nobody goes, oh, well, I'll just get right back on track. Never mind, it was just a donut. I'll get right back on track. And even more so, nobody says, I really thoroughly enjoyed that donut. I am so glad that I ate it. I'm glad I gave myself permission to eat it and just live my life and enjoy it like a normal fucking human and not like some crazy weight loss psychopath. No, we put on our crazy pants either way. And we're like, that's it, fucked everything up. I need to eat all the things in the world. And we do. And we usually don't just eat them for that night, even though we start telling ourselves, I'll just eat today, and then I'll start again tomorrow. We usually don't end up starting again tomorrow because, remember my example, we're in Wednesday now. Nobody's starting nothing new on a Thursday. You're like, well, we'll wake up on Thursday. I might as well just fucking keep going. Or I'll go Thursday, Friday. I'll have a nice time over the weekend because I do have my cousin's wedding, or I do have this, or this thing's coming up on the weekend anyway. Full of fucking excuses you are, full of them. My cousin's wedding's coming up, or it's a bar mitzvah for my friend, or the dog's birthday and something's happening over here and there might be a chocolate there. So now you're going to eat your way, munch through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Do you think you're going to hit next Monday in a better mindset or worse? You're going to feel real good from Thursday to Sunday because all the shitty feelings that are underlying what is going on here are just being squashed down by chocolate and donuts and pizza and ice cream. But come Monday morning, you're going to get on those damn scales and see that you gained 14 kilos between between Thursday to Monday, a shit ton of weight you would have gained. And that is when reality kicks in. Now you need to decide, what mindset am I going to step up with and kick off this new opportunity with? Because if you're going to stay in your shitty poor me zone, then you're only going to try and push through one more time, but you're not even in the right frame of mind. You're not in the zone. You're not feeling good about it. You feel sad and depressed and, like I said, like a fat failure, because here you are, 4 kilos heavier than you were last Monday when you also started with this equal level of enthusiasm. What I'm saying to you is the whole time there was a different way, but you didn't want to look at it. Can I just tell you, can we just have a moment of absolute honesty here? There really is only one way to lose weight. Oh, well, no, sorry, okay. Let me backtrack a little bit. Hang on one second. There's one successful way to lose weight, sustainably and maintainably. There's only one way to do it in a way that is actually enjoyable, and you will be able to maintain what you have achieved once you hit your goal weight. And that is, I wish I had a drum roll. If I did, I'd fucking insert it here. But let's just imagine. It's to use my 5 eating codes. That's not even what I was going to say, but that is what comes up. It's to use my 5 eating codes. First of all, if you don't have the 5 eating codes that I use to lose 20 kilos, you need to scooch your little booty on over to kyliepax.com/free course, download it. It's free. It's 4 video series and you get the whole thing and it's free. Okay. So now that that's out the way, you will have the most success when you get very clear on who it is that you want to be once you've hit your goal weight. Most of us give this 0 to no thought whatsoever. Your thought process is, I want to be skinny. I just want to lose weight. And the sentence stops right there. I want to lose weight. You don't think any further than that. I want to lose weight. And so with that sentence closing off, you hop onto Google or you jump onto your Insta and you're starting to look for the newest plans and the newest craze, and maybe some diet pills come up and some shakes and some other really cool shit. But you still, even, I don't care if you invest, we all have. I have bought the fucking packages of the weight loss packages with the, Herbalife and all the shit that I used to do in the day, 400 or 500 times a pop. And you do it, and it gives you all these supplements and all this shit. And you think, this is magical. Now this will work. But even with all that, the time, the money, the energy, the resources that I pulled into my stratosphere to assist me, I still never stop to ask, and when this is over, how do I envisage myself? Who do I want to be? How do I want to be conducting myself? What sort of standards do I want to hold myself to? I just think, magically, and this is you too, you think when you reach this magical weight that you want to lose, that your brain will automatically think differently because your body looks different. So surely you're just going to magically start fucking thinking differently. Honeys, that right there, not a thing. If that were a thing, everybody in the universe would lose their weight and never gain it back. Never. The only reason you've gained your damn weight back is because you know how to lose it. We all know how to lose it. As I say every time, a fucking trained monkey can lose weight. Any dickhead can get weight off their body. But it takes a special kind of skill to be able to keep it off once it's gone. Why do you think I've been able to hit like whatever it is now, 5 years plus, keeping the weight off? Because I had to start thinking the way that I would. Okay, let me again backtrack. I had to start thinking early on the way that I would think once the weight was gone. I had to decide to act, behave, do the things that I would do in the way that I would do it if I were already where it is that I think I want to be. Because I can tell you, excuses aren't the problem. Your excuses are never the problem. It's the excuses that you don't challenge that are the problem. It's not your thoughts. It wasn't the donut. None of that was the problem. It was the thoughts around the donut. A donut is a fucking donut. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a lump of flour and sugar and some probably food coloring sitting in a plastic container or a bag or something on your table, on a plate. That's what it is. That's all it is. But you have decided that donut means, it means I will lose immense joy and pleasure in my life. I will lose an opportunity for like orgasmic pleasure and happiness in my life if I don't eat this thing before me right now. You've decided that's what it means. And I can prove this true because how many times have you like bitten into something? You thought it was going to be really, really, really good and you bite into it because you're like craving it really bad, or you've been thinking about it all day, or you just finally cave. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to eat it. And so you decide to have it. And then when you eat it, you're like, I don't even think this tastes that good. But I actually like mentally can't accept that. And emotionally I can't accept it because I've broken my chain now. I broke the chain of, and let's be real, it wasn't a perfect eating streak. It was you staying in integrity. That's what you're broken the chain of. And we can't stand that. So what we do is what I think to myself, this doesn't taste that good. I'm like, okay, so maybe the first bite didn't taste that good. Maybe the second one. That's where my pleasure is because it wasn't in the first one. So it's going to be the second one. So you take your second bite and your brain is going, this really doesn't taste how I thought it was going to taste. I thought it was going to give me a lot of pleasure and I'm not getting it. So maybe I need a third bite, and you go for the third. And then your brain is like, I'm still not feeling the massive pleasure that I thought this was going to get me. So maybe this isn't the food that I need. So now you're searching through the fridge. Maybe it's the ice cream that I need and you're eating some of that. No, not that. Still not feeling the happiness. You're going to the pantry. It's the chocolate. It's the cookies. It's the moldy Chinese at the back of the fridge. You're like, no, still not feeling the happiness. But now you've eaten half the contents of your house and your kitchen and your pantry and you're wondering, what the fuck? You feel so much worse than you did when you started. And it's all because you stepped out of the identity that you had spent the last few days in. You were choosing purposely to act as if you would be acting if you were already skinny. That's why you were making certain food choices. You were keeping those thoughts in the forefront of your mind. But when a small trigger pops up, like as you see for me with all my examples, it's always chocolate or cake or donuts. It's usually donuts. When a small trigger pops up, you step out of your zone of identity that you're like, yeah, when I'm skinny, I would not be fazed by a donut. You think when I'm skinny, I would probably eat the donut because I'm so thin by then, you wouldn't care. Maybe you would, but you would have such a different mindset about it. You would be choosing in a way that was more specific. You would be making very educated choices. You would be making far less emotionally driven choices. You'd be like, is this my favorite kind of donut? Is this donut really worth it? I do have a spin class tonight or something, or I do have a Pilates class tonight and I don't want to feel like, sick or something when I do the Pilates because the hot yoga and the thing or whatever. You would be making far less emotionally charged choices than you currently are, which is like, donut, must have. Like those sorts of rash, highly emotionally charged like choices and decisions are never going to get you where you want to go. And let me just remind you of this one last thing before I go. Even if we do, because we all do make those decisions, and we step out of the identity of the person that we know we really do want to be and the person that we are working towards, which just FYI is one of my eating codes. I explain it all in depth in the free course, kyliepax.com/free course. You must always remember to follow your path of least resistance. It's not when you think that you can't take it anymore and I just want to eat the donut, that is not a fact. That is actually not true. That is you calling into your reality a situation and a circumstance to make you stronger. It's not that you can't have the donut. You can have the donut. You can have 10 million donuts. It's not the donut that's wrong or bad. There's nothing wrong with that. It's only good or bad if you decide that it is. And what would allow you to make that decision is the thoughts that you think. I can tell you a million times over, I feel really good now. If I'm going to choose to have a donut, I'm going to choose it consciously. I'm going to make sure it's a flavor that I really enjoy. I'm going to decide to myself up front that it's worth the cost, because everything comes at a cost. Donut isn't a donut. A donut is you may be potentially not feeling good afterwards. You perhaps bloating because it's got the gluten. It's not just the $3.75 that the donut costs. It's not that. It's all the other things that come after it. That's the real price. Potential weight gain, feeling like crap, feeling like you've broken your integrity, like all of those. That's the real price of the fucking donut. So take all of that into consideration before you choose to break your chain next. And like, as I say, it's not that there's anything wrong with it, and it's not that you can't or that you shouldn't. If we want to call it this, I break the chain probably, I don't know, most days. But maybe not. But if and when I do it consciously. I do it because I know that I'm going to feel really good about the choice that I make. I will only eat an amount that I feel good about, which means I may not eat the whole donut. I have been known most recently of late to have, okay, I'm going to cut off a small mouthful, like a small size, not a fucking giant ass size, not a Homer Simpson size of a mouthful, like a tiny little teaspoon size, and just go, yeah, I just want to taste it. I just want to feel that I haven't missed out. I want to assure my brain that I'm not back in restriction mode. You do whatever it takes for you to feel good about your decisions. But at the end of the day, you want to start upgrading your life, taking on the identity that you know you would have in all areas of your life, not just your eating, when you are at your goal weight. How would you be looking? Yes, but what habits would you be carrying out? What would your health be like? What would your self-care routines be like? Your relationships? What would you be available for, and what would you no longer let into your life? You got to get laser fucking focused on that vision of yourself and get rid of anything that is a distraction to that. That's when you've got what it takes. I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love. I will see you again next week. Until then, gorgeous ones, bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com and join me inside of F the Scale so that you can stop emotional eating and start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources inside my past podcasts that will help you lose the weight without the BS. I'll see you next week.